No lingering, our vows are done. We turn to sea, our sail-draped spars with tapering horns. We leave behind the homes of the Grecian-born, the fields that we distrust. We sight the town of Hercules, Tarentum's Gulf, if what they tell is tale be true. Then, facing us, Licinian Juno's temple rises. Next, the fortresses of Colon. After that, the city known for shipwrecks, Selacium. Then far across the waters we can see Sicilian Etna. Far across we hear the mighty moan of breakers, pounded stones and broken echoes on the beach, and shoals that leap and sands that mingle with the surge. Anchises cries, "This surely is Charybdis. These are the crags, and these the fearful rocks that Helenus predicted. Save yourselves, my comrades, stroke as one upon the oars." They do as they are told. First Palinurus turned round the groaning prow to larboard waters. The crew then sought the left with wind and oar. We rise to heaven on the bending wave, and as the surge slips back, we sink again down to the deepest shades. 3 times the crags cried out among the eaves of rock. 3 times we saw the heaving spray, the dripping stars. But then the sun has set, the wind has left our weary crew. Not knowing where we go, we drift upon the beaches of the Cyclops. That harbor is wide and free from winds, but Etna is thundering nearby with dread upheavals. At times it belches into upper air, dark clouds with tar-black whirlwinds, blazing lava, while lifting balls of flame that lick the stars. At times it vomits boulders as the crater's bowels are torn. It moans and tosses molten stones up to heaven. From its deep bedrock the mountain boils and foams. The tale is told that, charred by lightning bolts, the body of Enceladus lies pressed beneath this mass. That mighty Etna, piled above him, breathes and blazes from its bursting furnaces. And that as often as Enceladus shifts on his weary side, all Sicily shudders and groans, and smoke blots out the sky. That night we hide within the forest, fiendish horrors upon us, but we cannot see the cause of all that clamoring. The stars had lost their fires, the heavens had no brightness, but only mists on darkened skies. The dead of night had clutched the moon within a cloud. Tomorrow now was rising with first light. Aurora had banned damp shadows from the sky, when suddenly a tattered stranger, gaunt with final hunger, staggers from the woods and stretches pleading hands toward shore. We turn to look at him. His filth is ghastly. His beard is tangled and his clothing hooked by thorns. And yet he is a Greek, one who was sent to Troy with Argive arms. And when far off he saw our Dardan dress, our Trojan weapons, his terror held him for a time. He stayed his steps, then dashed headlong upon the shore with tears and prayers. By stars and gods above, and by the light of heaven that we breathe, I conjure you to take me with you, Trojans, to carry me wherever you may go. I ask no more than this. I know that I am from the ships of Danaans, and confess I warred against the gods of Troy. For this, if it be such great wrong, dismember me upon the waters, plunge me in vast seas. For if I must die now, then I shall be content to perish at the hands of humans. Such was his outcry. Groveling, he clasped my knees and held me fast. We urge him on to tell us who he is, who are his people, what fortune harries him. Father Anchises does not wait long to offer him his hand, and steadies the young man with that strong pledge. At last he lays aside his fear and says, I am of Ithaca and sailed for Troy, a comrade of unfortunate Ulysses. My name is Achaemenides, the son of Adamastus, a poor father. Would my lot had never changed, my comrades left me, forgotten in the great cave of the Cyclops, while they escaped in haste those savage thresholds. It is a house of gore and gruesome feasts, both black and vast within. The towering Cyclops is tall enough to strike the high stars. Gods, keep such a plague away from earth, and hardly easy to look upon. No one can reach him with speech. He feeds upon the guts and dark blood of his victims. I myself have seen him snatch up a pair of us in his huge paw, then, stretched along the middle of the cavern, bash both of them against a boulder. Then the entrance swam with splattered gore. I saw him crunch their limbs that dripped with blood. I saw their warm joints quivering within his jaws. But he has had to pay for this. Such slaughter was too much for Ulysses. Facing it, the Ithacan did not forget himself. As soon as Polyphemus, banquet bloated, buried in wine, reclined his drooping neck, and monstrous lay along the cavern, belching his morsels mixed with dripping blood and wine, we prayed to the great gods, we drew our lots. Then we surrounded him on every side, and with a pointed weapon pierced his eye. Hidden, it lay beneath his sullen brow. Alone, enormous, like an Argive shield, or like the lamp of Phoebus. And at last, in joy, avenged the shades of our companions. But miserable men, cut loose your cable from shore and flee now, flee, for just as huge as Polyphemus, he who pens his herds of woolly sheep within his hollow cavern and squeezes out their teats, there are 100 other ferocious Cyclops. And they crowd these curving coasts and climb across these mountains. 3 times the moon has filled her horns with light, since I began to drag out my poor life within the woods, among the desert dens and dwellings of wild beasts, and from a rock to watch the huge Cyclops, to tremble at their tramping feet, their voices clamoring. I feed on wretched food, on stony cornels and berries from the branches, and I eat roots torn from plants. I have scanned every view, but yours is the first fleet I have seen landing upon these shores. Whatever happens, I am given up to you. It is enough for me to have escaped that cursed tribe. By any death whatever, take this life.